everyone, it's Enjoy English School.
Yo!
Today is August 4th. We're on pages 14 and 15. It's day one of the book club. And this month, our book is called The Mystery of Henri Pick.
Yeah， 又到了我们好书俱乐部的单元喽。今天我要跟各位介绍的好书呢，叫做《退稿图书馆》，英文呢叫做《The Mystery of Henri Pick》。好，这个 Henry 你可能会看到这个拼法有点不太一样，对不对？好，这个地方它做的是 I 结尾。事实上呢，这个 Henri Pick 他其实是一个法国人。那法文的话要念成 Henri Pick。好，他会念成这样，所以他在讲到这个亨利先生的秘密。
Oh, can you use like your make sure all of our French words today? Can you use them like super French pronunciation?
Oh, le mystère Henri Pick.
So, if you guys don't know, Anthony speaks about 5 million languages.
No.
Anthony's really talented, and I cannot say like a French word accurately or clearly. I never studied it, and I can't say it. It's very difficult for me. So when we have a French word at Enjoy English School, and Anthony's by my side, I am so happy. And I want you to play it up. Means give me a lot of extra French today for us, because it's a perfect day for it. So let's hear our story. And after we hear the story, we'll start paragraph 1.
The Mystery of Henri Pick. The Mystery of Henri Pick is a comic mystery novel that is set in the beautiful town of Crozon, France. The mix of its French characters and interesting story makes readers have a hard time putting this book down. It starts with a librarian in Crozon who collects written works that haven't been published and stores them in an old library. Delphine, who works for a publishing company, discovers this library that is full of rejected manuscripts. She falls in love with a novel that is titled The Last Hours of a Love Affair by Henri Pick. She later discovers that he was a man from Crozon who died a few years ago. She publishes the book, and it becomes a hit. Everyone is drawn to the mystery of how Henri Pick, an average man who ran a pizza shop, was able to write such a romantic novel. Later, a literary critic, Jean-Michel Rouche, begins investigating the mysteries behind Henri Pick and his book. Thus, he searches for answers. He finally finds the truth, but he doesn't make it public. In doing so, he allows the rest of the world to continue enjoying the mystery.
Okay, friends, let's look at the subtitle. When a simple man leaves behind a treasure, another man searches for answers.
好，我们来看一下我们的这个副标题哦。他说 ，When a simple man leaves behind a treasure。如果说今天一个平凡的人留下了一个宝藏的话呢 ，another man， 另外一个人呢 searches for answers， 另外一个人就要开始去寻找答案，找出这个宝藏。
This reminds me of the English phrase, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
没错，我自己当初在准备的时候也想到这句话哦。One man's trash is another man's treasure。对一个人来说是废物的东西呢，到另外一个人手上可能变成了宝物。
That's right. It's okay to like something unpopular or different. So let's go right to paragraph 1, and it begins, The Mystery of Henri Pick.
No. It's called Le Mystère de Henri Pick.
It's so good. It's so good. Is a comic mystery novel that is set in the beautiful town of
Crozon,
France. Thank you. That's the end of the sentence.
OK， 来我们来看第一句话哦。其实我们刚刚在开玩笑的，事实上呢，你用英文的发音也是很好的哦。
That's right.
他说 The Mystery of Henri Pick， 好，它就是这本书的书名，因为它有斜体字，你就知道说它是一个作品。OK，It's a comic mystery novel， 它其实是一个喜剧这种悬疑的这种小说题材哦。 that is set in the beautiful town of Crozon。好 ，Crozon 克罗宗这个地方，如果各位知道的话，它其实法国有很多行政区，在布列塔尼区呢是比较靠海的，那克罗宗又更是更靠海，在那个里面更靠海的地方，很美的小镇。有人说很漂亮，但是有人说呢是一个很鸟不生蛋的地方。好，反正就是很漂亮的地方，它的故事场景设立在这里。
So we have this word comic here, and I confess, let me tell you, when I first saw this, I was a little confused. I said, oh, is this like a comic book? And then I said, no, it says novel. That doesn't make sense. And then, well, I realized I forgot this interesting English word. 我就是蛮久没有用. It's called a graphic novel. And a graphic novel is like a novel, 小说, but it's a big comic book. So it's not like a thin book. It's really thick. And usually the topic, the 话题, is a little more serious. So that's what I thought this was at first. And I said, no. Comic here just means funny. I was thinking wrong.
所以说你老师刚刚提到 comic 的时候，第一个想到会是漫画 like comic books， 但事实上 comic 这个字还有一个形容词的意思，就是喜剧的，好是好玩有趣的那种感觉。好，所以说今天有的时候你会听到comic effect， 好，就是很像是很严肃的情况下，突然有一个笑点，那个东西就叫 comic effect。所以 comic 这个形容词呢，也有喜剧的意思。
So the book I was talking about was called a graphic novel. Graphic is Graphic, and then just a novel like we see in our sentence. Let's go to sentence 2. The mix of its French characters and interesting story makes readers have a hard time putting this book down.
Yeah， 我们来看这句话，不要忘记了，他就讲说 the mix of 两件事情，然后所以后面那个动词会用 makes。好，主词的话还是单数的。他说 the mix of its French characters， 好，它很多的法国的这些演员的这些角色 ，an interesting story， 好，很有趣的故事融合在一起之后呢 ，makes readers have a hard time putting this book down，have a hard time doing something， 就是很难去做到什么事情。一旦读起来之后就爱不释手，就一直看，不忍心把这个书给放下来，一直读下去。你可以用这种方式去表达。
Okay, with that, let's take a short break. And when we come back, we got part 2, and let's learn about the story. Okay, friends, we're back with Enjoy English School. We're on pages 14 and 15, and of course, we're talking about the mystery of Henri Pick. Let's begin sentence 1 here. It starts with a librarian in Crozon who collects written works that haven't been published and stores them in an old library.
好，我们看第二段第一句话咯。他说 It starts with a librarian in Crozon。好，这个地方我们先停一下。这个 it means the story， 好，它的意思就是说这个故事呢是开始在克罗宗的一个图书馆员 who collects written works。这个地方请各位把 works 先圈起来。平常 work 应该不会加 s 的，为什么这边加了 s 呢？只要提到是文学作品、音乐作品、艺术作品，我们这个时候的 work 是可以加 s 的。
Anything that takes a really long time to finish.
没有错哈。这样作品来讲的话 ，work 可以加 s。他说这个图书馆员呢 ，who collects written works that haven't been published， 对于那些没有出版的写下来的作品呢，他会把它收集起来。And stores them in an old library. 好，他会把它放在一个很老的图书馆里面，把它收藏好。
Okay, underline written works, just like Anthony said, or use your highlighter. I'm always a big fan of the highlighter. And I'm going to write the word manuscript, M-A-N-U-S-C-R-I-P-T. It's in our story later, but because this is such an important word, and it's really important to our story, we need to think about this word manuscript. Now, if you have listened to Enjoy English School for a long time, you know what I'm going to say. Man means work. It doesn't mean nanren. It doesn't mean only men. It means using your hand for work. And script, well, 这个是 like 剧本. So what does a manuscript really mean? It means something you written out by hand. You didn't make it a book yet. It's like your book when you first write it, and it's not in a book yet. It's just paper.
没错，所以在这里的话，老师介绍了一个很重要的名词，叫手稿 （manuscript）。好，所以在这里的话，你把它拆开来的话，可能有工作跟这个 script， 就是所写下来的故事叙述。 放在一起之后就会变成写下来的手稿这样的意思，也就是我们这边说的 written works.
Now, do you know what we can use these old manuscripts for? People actually use these for an important reason.
Oh.
So, if you've listened to enjoy English School for a long time, I've told you in the past, like, 单字是这样的意思，它的说法是这样。And how do we know that? That's because people leave their letters, old books, things that are famous, things that are not famous. All of these everyday little books, they have lots of little spelling mistakes. And people, just like today, just like you do, sometimes 你说出来 to spell the word. And 有时候你拼错了, right? And that's how we know. In the past, 一个人会一直拼错, but 听起来像他们讲的话. That's how we know in the past. Maybe like 膝盖 is 可逆. 有人会讲出来这个 K. And so, yes, these manuscripts are not famous books.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody will like it or it's a bad story. But we can still use it to learn about that time.
啊，对耶，所以说手稿上面其实事实上很多时候是把人家说的话把它写上去，就像老师刚刚举膝盖这个例子。那如果说今天你看到人家的手稿，也许那些不是什么很有名的作品，但是你可以从这里面去了解当初那些人的年代，他们是怎么讲这些话，怎么表达这些概念的。
文化
各方面。他们
是什么 everything.
对，真的是这样。
So those old manuscripts, maybe they're not good stories, but they're still useful. Let's continue. Delphine, who works for a publishing company, discovers this library that is full of rejected manuscripts.
好，我们看到这个字了，对不对？所以接下来就告诉你另外一个角色了 ，Delphine 这个女生呢，她就告诉你说 ，Who works for a publishing company？ 她是在出版社工作的。Discovers this library， 突然发现了这个很有趣的这个图书馆 that is full of rejected manuscripts。这个地方我们讲一下 rejected 这个字 ，reject 就是 say no to someone， 所以说事实上 rejected manuscript 就是那一些投稿到出版社希望能出版的作品，出版社说我不要这个作品太烂了，他就把它退件了。这些退件的手稿呢，就会被集中在这个图书馆里头。
Now, did you look at Anthony's hands here? What did you say?
退件。
No. What did you do when you said rejected? No. You
Rejected.
didn't go like this. You went like this. Do you know why? Because J-E-C-T 是拉丁，什么意思 means throw. Anthony doesn't even think about it.
丢掉了，对。
That's right. So to reject means to throw it away. J-E-C-T 都是有关投的意思. So there you go. Also, listen to his pronunciation. You can say rejected or rejected. Both of those are fine.
Yeah, 两种发音都可以的。
She falls in love with a novel that is titled The Last Hours of a Love Affair by Henri Pick.
好，所以下要告诉你了 ，She falls in love with a novel。好，所以后来这个 Delphine 呢，突然间找到了一个宝了，她发现到一本书，然后就爱上了这本书。什么书呢 ？With a novel that is titled， 好，就是标题是 The Last Hours of a Love Affair。好，就是他说这个标题中文叫做一段爱情故事的弥留时刻。好，他那个法文的是念法是 Les dernières heures d'une histoire d'amour。OK.
Oh, are you done? Okay. 讲完了。Affair. Affair has a few meanings in English. Number one, affair usually means like a big, serious problem. Number two, an affair is usually a short, strong relationship. And sometimes affair means like you're cheating. You're a married person and now you find a new boyfriend or a girlfriend. This is also called an affair. These are always kind of serious, strong feelings.
没错。所以这边的话，老师特别讲了一下 affair 这个字。affair 这个字，比方说 love affair， 它可以指的意思蛮多种。有的时候会是一段轰轰烈烈、短而轰轰烈烈的爱情，或者呢，如果说今天你可以说 someone has an affair， 意思就是他有点出轨了，跟别人可能有了小三了。这种情况的话，也可以叫做 affair。
But it also means sometimes just a very serious problem. There's a very famous court case in France, and I can't remember the name, but it was the affair. He was just really terrible, this guy. I'll think of it later, but affair also means like 情况, and it's always a very serious problem. Okay, here we go. She later discovers that he was a man from Crozon who died a few years ago.
好，接下来他就说了，这个 Delphine 呢，又后来发现说，哇，这么好的书，那作者在哪里呢？他后来发现 ，she later discovers that He 这个作者 was a man from Crozon， 他居然就在克罗宗这个地方 ，who died a few years ago， 他居然前几年就死掉了。
She publishes the book, so she takes the manuscript and makes it a book. She publishes the book and it becomes a hit.
好，接下来呢，他就说，哇，这个书一定要让世人看见。于是呢，他就出版了这本书，然后这本书呢 ，and it becomes a hit， 居然就大卖了。
Everyone is drawn to the mystery of how Henri Pick, an average man who ran a pizza shop, was able to write such a romantic novel.
好，接下来就说了哦 ，everyone is drawn to something， 就是所有人都被什么东西给吸引了。这个 is drawn to，draw 的本来这个字意思就是拉过来的意思，被拉过去就是被吸引过去了。To something，right? What is that thing? The mystery of how Henri Pick, an average man who ran a pizza shop, was able to write such a romantic novel. 居然像一个 Henri Pick 这样的人，他只是在做披萨店的一个老板，照理来讲应该不会写出这么浪漫、这么充满轰轰烈烈的爱情的故事，对不对？但是居然他写出来，这到底怎么一回事呢？大家都为这件事情感到非常好奇，也被吸引过去。
Draw actually means to pull. Now, 这个 draw 不是画画, right? But it's also a little bit like that because you pull out the lead of your pen or your ink of your pen. You can draw blood. You can draw water from a well. And underline was able to write such a romantic novel. 小心, we won't say was be able to. So 你写出来 was be 擦掉那个 be.
这个地方 was 就是 be 动词了，所以在这句话 was able to。然后刚刚老师还特别提到说 draw 还可以 draw blood， 就是抽血，或者是今天你到井里头去打水 draw water from a well perhaps， 就是把它从那个井里面把它挤水出来。
Do you know whose story this is similar to? So there's this regular guy who writes these famous love stories. Do you know who this is?
No.
This is Shakespeare.
Oh.
That's right.
Oh.
So Shakespeare was just like a regular guy that became super famous. And for a very long time after Shakespeare died, people rejected that this regular average guy could write such famous books. How could he know about this stuff? And for a long time, even today, people don't believe Shakespeare wrote his books. And they have all these crazy ideas. Who really wrote Shakespeare? It can't be this regular guy. And that's the same idea right here.
哦，原来如此。所以老师说，其实事实上在历史里头，还有另外一个大家都听过的莎士比亚莎翁，他本身呢也是一个平凡无奇的人，然后突然写出了许多旷世巨作，很多人就不相信说这根本不是他写的，他根本平常就没有怎样。可是事实上，这个世界有很多人他有隐藏的才能，对不对？所以说搞不好他其实对这块很有才华，很有兴趣，只是你没看见。所以这种事情的话很难说的。
Okay, time for paragraph 3 after our break. Okay, friends, we're back with Enjoy English School. We're on paragraph 3. Let's begin. Later, a literary critic, a book critic, you say it, man.
Okay, Jean-Michel Rouge.
Oh, so good. Begins investigating the mysteries behind Henri Pick and his book.
好啊，所以说你看一个平凡无奇的人，然后他突然写出一本旷世巨作的时候，一定有些人会觉得抱持怀疑的态度嘛，对不对？于是他在这段他讲了 ，Later a literary critic， 好，就是文学评论家 Jean-Michel Rouge， 好，这个 Rouge 先生呢 begins investigating the mysteries behind Henri Pick。And his book， 他觉得很怪，不太合理，很多地方都不太合理。于是他就想尽办法的去找看，说到底这是谁写的书？我觉得不太相信，想尽办法去证明。
Thus, or so, he searches for answers. He finally finds the truth, but he doesn't make it public.
好 ，OK， 好，最后呢，他就说了，所以呢，他就想办法去找答案。他最后呢，终于找到了真相了。但是他决定怎么样呢 ？But he doesn't make it public， 决定就是不要让大家知道这件事情。
And let's finish with our last sentence. In doing so, not sharing the secret, he allows the rest of the world to continue enjoying the mystery.
好，因为这样做的关系呢，他就可以让 he allows the rest of the world， 让世界所有其他的人呢，继续能够 to continue enjoying。The mystery 就是能够继续享有这种秘密，然后感觉说，哎，到底怎么一回事
？So this is called a ghost writer. Probably what we're talking about is a ghost writer. So we know ghost like Ghost space writer. And this is maybe a famous person or a very good writer will help a famous person that is not a writer help them write their book. And some people don't like this, but I don't know. I'm not mad at it. Like, I've read some good books from ghostwriters because maybe someone has Anthony has a very interesting story to tell, but he has never written a book. So he has a professional help him. Anthony tells the person a story, and that person helps write it and make it smooth.
没错，所以很多人也许他们没有这种写作的才华，可他们有很有趣的故事，于是呢，他就找了另外一个写手、打手，然后去让这个人讲述这个故事，然后这个很厉害、很会写的人再把它写下来，这样是 OK 的。这老师刚刚就介绍了 ghostwriter 这个词。
Okay, let's get ready for vocab review. Okay, before we start vocab review, down in the comments, tell us what do you think about ghostwriters? Are you okay with them? Would you use a ghostwriter? Let us know.
所以说，各位如果说可以的话，留在那个评论区讲一下，你觉得如果说有人找人代写这种事情，你能接受吗？如果说是你的话，你可不可以？你会不会去买一本有人代写的书籍呢？你告诉我们一下哦。
Our first word today is comic. It means funny.
Comic 就是喜剧的。
Number 2, it's a noun, the mix of something.
The mix of something 就是什么东西的综合混合。
Number 3, it's a verb, to store.
Store 就是存放的意思。
Number 4 is to reject something.
Reject 就是去拒绝、排斥，或是在这边指的是退稿。不要忘记，老师刚刚提到 reject 就是丢的意思哦。
Number 5 is to be drawn to something, somebody.
就是被什么东西给吸引了。
Number 6 is average.
Average 就是一般的、平凡无奇的。
Number 7, to investigate something, somebody.
To investigate 去调查什么东西。
And number 8, the truth.
The truth 就是真相。
You can't handle the truth of, we'll be back tomorrow with day 2. English school. And I'm Chris Gorski.
I'm Anthony.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.